The HMI controls make it incredibly easy to set up and adjust basic settings on your RuppAir unit. These settings include set points, limits, RECIRC preferences, and much more. This is a map of the user settings. I encourage you to reference this to find the necessary settings for your situation. I have highlighted the major points covered in this video. I have also included timestamps to these major points in the description below. To begin, we need to start by pressing the top two buttons simultaneously to bring us to the top menu. Then enter user settings. You will notice temperature set points highlighted first. Let's start here. Intake set points tell the burner when to activate given the temperature of the incoming air. To change this, press enter on heat, then scroll up or down to select your desired temperature, and finally, press enter again to save your selection. For this example, I set this to 60 degrees Fahrenheit. This will cause the burner to light anytime the intake air is below 60 degrees. Next is space temp. This will control the average temperature of the area being conditioned. From the access screen, you can temporarily change the temperature for an hour. This override time can be changed in factory settings, which is discussed in a separate video. I have provided a link to that video in the description below. Below space temp is discharge limits. In here, you can regulate the minimum and maximum temperatures allowed to directly exit your RuppAir unit. As a reference, it is recommended to set the minimum for the same temperature as the space temp, and the maximum at 120 degrees Fahrenheit, then adjust accordingly. If you're looking to change your freeze stat set point, you can do so by entering option set points. The freeze stat is a safety device that will shut down your unit if the temperature drops below a specified value at a designated time frame to prevent cold air from being continuously ventilated into a building if there were to be a burner failure. Traditionally, we set this for 35 degrees at 10 minutes. To change the freeze stat timer, you will need to enter the factory settings, which is covered in the factory settings video linked in the description. The next item in user settings is fan speed. This is where you can control the rate at which the fan rotates during normal operation. If your unit utilizes a VFD, you can change the frequency. If your unit has an ECM, you can change the speed by a percentage. Following fan speed is RECIRC settings. From here, you can adjust the amount of outside air you want mixed with the recirculated air. Note that RECIRC settings is called mixing box settings within the menu tree. The last two options in user settings involve system faults. Active faults will display current conditions. These can also be seen from the access screen. If you are having any trouble understanding the faults you are receiving, please contact CAST service and we can help get them resolved. Fault history will show the last 20 faults your system has had and when they occurred. This can be useful in diagnosing current issues. This has been a tutorial on the Harmony Controls user settings.